Hi, this is Pastor John. This is the next in our series, American Dystopia. It is now Thursday, the week after Easter. And as we come, you know that everyone has been talking about whether or not we should wear masks. What an interesting concept. After all, many people in Asian countries already wore masks, particularly in urban areas. And yet at the same time, we have not been mask wearers in our culture. In fact, if you were to go to the bank with a mask, you might have some problems in the past. Who knows what it's going to be like when the banks open up again? What will they require you to do? I don't know. But there are some problems with masks. You know, I could say that this chair is really comfortable and I really enjoy it, but it's not. I'd just be pretending. And you know, we fool ourselves so often about so many things that the Apostle Peter actually found it important to write to believers this verse. 1 Peter 2, verse 1. So put away all malice and all deceit and hypocrisy and envy and all slander. Like newborn infants, long for the pure spiritual milk, that by it you may grow up into salvation, if indeed you have tasted that the Lord is good. He recognizes that even in the church there are those who deceive themselves and deceive others. Look with me a little bit at this verse. Put away all malice. You know, it's interesting. Here a few years ago, we had two very ideologically different Supreme Court justices. One was Antonin Scalia. The other was Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They were opposites. They believed opposite things. They ruled in opposite ways, and people would have thought that they were big enemies. But they were good friends and did things together. How could they do that? Well, because in their relationship, they had put away malice. Malice means wishing evil upon somebody else, even to harm them, to wish that they were dead or harmed or something like that. And we as believers do that sometimes too. We need to put those things away, not wear that mask of malice. But also it says to put away all deceit. Sometimes we deceive others. And there are those who would wear masks in public, be wonderful, God-fearing Christians out in public, but when they get home, they're nightmares in their home. During this time of the crisis, think of how many people have been put in homes where it's dangerous. Perhaps they have parents who are abusive, or perhaps they're parents that don't get along, or perhaps a home where there is a caregiver who really doesn't give care very well. In this time, you need to pray for those in those situations. There are many. It also says to put away hypocrisy. Sometimes we kind of misunderstand hypocrisy. We think it just means that you say one thing and do another, but hypocrisy is any kind of deception, even self-deception. Sometimes you can really honestly believe something, but you've deceived yourself. That's why Jesus told some of them that they were hypocrites and going out to convert others into their hypocrisy. In other words, he's saying, you believe these false things. You're self-deceived, but you're trying to go out and make converts. This is why we should be so focused on the scriptures in our own lives. And the final thing here is envy and slander. We get jealous and we tell tales about other people because we want to get what we think we deserve. You see, in this time and age, we have those around us. We could point out all kinds of examples of others who are deceived, envious, have malice, and so forth. But really, what is Peter addressing? He's addressing the church. You know, we shouldn't have such malice about these politicians that we disagree with, that we want evil to happen to them. We want them to be physically harmed. We also should not be those who are hypocritical, that is, that we believe things and self-deceive ourselves about things, but that we truly are believing what Scripture teaches and not what other people would tell us without scriptural proof. And finally, we just need to think about others. We should put those things away because they hinder our relationship with God and others. In this time period of all this crisis and so forth, this is an excellent time to sit back and reflect. Am I all about me? Or do I truly love my neighbor?